Hello and welcome to another live stream time lapse. This is raw footage shot from my live stream channel, Twitch TV/darknessart. If you like what you see, come by and chat. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm creating some thumbnails here. I've started with some basic colors, some basic shapes. Haven't really outlined what I'm going to go for. I could kind of see a city forming up in some of these, but mostly it's just shapes and kind of positive, negative space type of things. The way I started these, I seem to have lost the footage for that, was just circle shapes in random places, and this is me more cutting out the negative spaces and seeing what works, what doesn't. And my favorite one was actually the bottom right one, and I thought I was going to do that one instead, but at the very end of working with these thumbnails, I thought, you know what, there's some good stuff in all of these. I could probably do something and kind of mishmash them together. So what I did was I just took the bottom and the other ones and I mashed them into the top one, and I kind of came up with a composition that works, but also with some details that are pretty interesting. And here I am just sculpting and painting away, getting the raw shapes in, the ellipses and the squares and things. I'll be doing a lot of shaping. This painting was mostly sculpting. Like, I basically just did a lot of detailing, a couple of passes there for color balance. Just thought it would be more interesting to see a red versus green type of dynamic. I thought that would be much stronger than what I originally had. I think later on I introduced some other colors, some yellows, some purples, some greens, blues. But yeah, I kind of wanted to play off of a strong dynamic between red and green. For the most part, it's just going to be edge control from this point. I'm going to be trying to add some softer edges, add some harder edges to other things. Try to really prop up the main part of the painting, which is the central part, with enough detail to kind of hold it together. I actually got kind of lucky with some of the brush effects, creating certain details which I later didn't really have to do anything with. They were already kind of implied little areas. But for the most part, I'm working with the round brush, and I'm just sculpting away, just getting the values where I want them. I have a big problem with making everything a little bit too dark, so I've been trying different ways of dealing with that, and just limiting myself, trying to get my paintings within a value range that doesn't require black as a contrast element. Like, I can have a little bit of black, but I don't really want to go crazy with it, and I tend to, which is kind of something that I'm dealing with. But at the end, I've figured out ways to deal with it in post production. A simple levels check really goes a long way. I tried a couple of things in this one where I used the mixer brush a little less, but a little bit more targeted. wise. Mixer brush is probably my favorite tool at this point. It just allows me to be as lazy as possible. Like I'll paint out one area and I'll be like, okay, this is good. Now I'll make all the other areas that area. It's very useful actually, because sometimes I'll just take a piece that works, I'll morph it somehow and I'll change it and I'll set it to a different layer setting, and I'll just drop it onto something else and it'll work for the most part. When I'm working from my own work, you know, it's easy, it's intuitive. The silver bullet really for anyone who enjoys photo textures but wants to kind of create them themselves. I'll be trying some gradient maps, and this is a very powerful tool. You can actually combine it with texture brushes or even the mixer brush. It is a standalone layer, so you can erase out of it or add to it using these various tools, and it'll create very different effects. Like say you had a very detailed area that you'd like to duplicate, but in say a different color. This tool really allows you to do that. Very, very intuitive and very, very powerful. If you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see in the next video, please let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you, and if you like what you see, come by and see me live on Twitch. If you'd like notifications for when I go live, subscribe on Twitter and you'll receive a bunch of spam. As always, these are brought to you by donations and Patreon support, so thank you, and yeah, hope to see you soon.